Yeah, good morning. Am I audible? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, in the last class, we started Unit 3. So, in the introduction part, the first topic is syntax of directed definition, SDD. Okay, so it is third phase of the compiler. So, in the third phase of the compiler, the type checking is done, the translation is done. Okay, so first before translating, so syntax to directed translation, first of all we should know the definition, syntax to directed definition, that is SDD. Okay, so syntax to directed definition is nothing but a combination of context free grammar with semantic rules. So syntax to directed definition is a context free grammar together with semantic rules. Okay, so in the syntax analyzer, grammar is taken. So the grammar, if it is a top down or bottom up, whatever, if it is a top down, the grammar should be free from this left recursion, left factoring. That means the grammar should be an ambiguous grammar. Then next, if it is a bottom up parser, then no need to take. So whatever the grammar is given, that the grammar is directly taken, then parsing is done. Okay, so the grammar, so grammar is used mainly. Okay, so the every grammar, context free grammar, that is a context free grammar. This grammar is going to contain set of production. Every context free grammar have fightable representation, g equals to vtps. So variables, that means non-terminals, terminals, productions, starting symbol. So every grammar, okay, contain non-terminal, terminals, productions, then starting symbol. Okay, so here syntax directly definition, the grammar plus semantic rule. So that means for each and every production there should be a semantic rule. Okay, already I told you here attributes are discussed. So attributes are associated with the grammar symbol. Okay, so grammar symbol, it is a non-terminal or a terminal, so whatever. So for every non-terminal or terminal, that means every symbol is going to be calculated or evaluated with attributes. So attributes are associated with grammar symbols. Every grammar symbol is going to have a attribute. Okay, with the help of that attribute only, the symbol is evaluated or a value is taken from that. Okay, so attribute is important. The next one is a semantic rule. So semantic rule is nothing but what type of action is performed by that corresponding production. Okay, so grammar is going to contain set of productions. Every production is going to perform some action. Okay, that action can be specified by this semantic rule. Okay, so what we can say, semantic rules are associated with production. Attributes are associated with grammar symbol. Semantic rules are associated with production. Okay, in the last class, an example also we have seen. If the grammar is E implies E plus T, what is a semantic rule? So if the grammar is, for example, E implies, so E implies, that means E produces E plus T. So this is a production in the grammar. Okay, so here we have to write the semantic rule. What is the semantic rule? So what is the meaning of this? Whatever this right hand side, after evaluating, that result will be assigned to E. That means E is going to produce E plus T. Okay, so E value, here value is an attribute. E value equals to E value plus T value. Okay, here VAL, this is a value, any kind of. Okay, now this value is a attribute. Value is attribute. So with the help of this attribute, whatever the value of this E can be taken. Okay, so this is a production and this one is a corresponding semantic rule, associated semantic rule. So for example, E implies T. E implies T is a production. What E dot value equals to T dot value. Okay, this is a semantic rule for this production. Okay, in the syntax analyzer, just we have seen the productions only. With the help of this production, parsing is done. That means given input string is accepted or not, that verification done. But in this, so grammar is taken and which kind of operation, which kind of action this production is going to perform, that how to be mentioned along with this production. So that is called syntax directed definition. Okay, clear? So in the last class you have seen, okay, same thing. Then next thing is types of attributes. This is an attribute VAL. Okay, this is an attribute. Okay, there are two types of attributes. One is a synthesized attribute, another one is a inherited attribute. Synthesized attribute and inherited attribute. Okay, so first synthesized attribute. So synthesized attribute means here value, this VAL, it can be a synthesized attribute or it can be a inherited attribute. So that depends on the situation. Okay, that depends on the evaluation. Okay, we'll see. Okay, first definition of synthesis attribute. If a node, that means for example this is a node or this is a node. Okay, if a node takes a value from its children. Okay, this is a node have one child. Okay, so this is a node have two childs. Here this is a node does not have any child. Okay, if a node takes a value from its child, that kind of attribute is called synthesized attribute. Okay, that means with the help of synthesized attribute, a node can take a value from its child nodes. That is a synthesized attribute. Okay, so here what E is a node. Okay, E plus T. Okay, E plus T. So now E dot value, that means what we have to write here, synthesize. Yes, we have to mention synthesized. Why? Now this node is taking values from its children's, from E, from place, from T. So whatever the final value is taken from its children's, now we can write E dot synthesized. Instead of value, we can write synthesized. Okay, that is, so that means a node, any node taking a value from its children nodes, then that is called synthesized attribute. With the help of synthesized attribute, it can take a value from its children. Okay, so that is and what we can add here, E dot synthesized, that means E can take a value from E and E can take a value from T, so like that we can write. So separately E taking value from E and E taking value from T. So this is an operator. So operation is performed between these two. So value is not taken. So in this case, evaluation, that means computing value which are taken from its children. Okay. In the last class, I have taken one example without operator. A implies BCD. Okay, B, C, D. So that means A takes a value from B. So from B, we can write B dot S or B dot synthesize out. So like that. Then A can take a value from C also. C. Then A take a value from D. Okay. So now A is taking the value from its children's. So that kind of attribute is called a synthesized attribute. Okay. The next second type of attribute is a inherited attribute. Okay, inherited attribute. So the name itself indicates inheriting. So taking the properties from parent. Okay, that is inheritance. Here also same type of concept used, inherited attribute. So if a node takes a value from its parent and sibling, okay, not only from parent, it takes a value from sibling also. Sibling, you know, sibling. Okay, here this is a parent, and to this n, S is a sibling node. Okay, for node n. Okay, so that means this n can take a value from its parent and from its sibling also. Here this one. Okay, now this node n can take a value from parent node and from sibling node. So this kind of attribute is called inherited attribute. So that means with the help of inherited attribute, then it can take a value from parent and it can take a value from sibling. Okay, so in this case, A implies B, C, D. So now C can take a value from A, and now C can take a value from what? B, and now C can take a value from D. Okay, so A is a parent, B, D are the siblings. Okay, that is a second type, inherited attribute. Then next, this one we have seen in the last class, and you have to remember one thing. So terminals can have synthesized attribute. Terminals. So terminals can have synthesized attribute, but not inherited attributes. Okay, but in what non-terminals can have synthesized attributes and inherited attributes. So remember that. So that is important. So terminals can have only synthesized attributes. Terminals. Okay, but non-terminals both synthesized and inherited. Okay, that is next one is a types of syntax directed definition. There are two types of syntax directed definition. One is a S attributed syntax directed definition, L attributed syntax directed definition. This is an important question. Okay, what are the types of? That means question will be given. Explain the syntax directed definition with examples like that. So you have to first to write the definition, types of attributes, and this is a compulsory. So types of syntax directed definition. Or you will get question like differences between S attribute to syntax directed definition and L attribute to syntax directed definition. That type of question you will get. And one more S attribute to differences between S attribute to grammar, L attribute to grammar. Okay, for these three questions, answer is the same answer. Here S attribute or S attribute to what? S attribute to SDDD or S attribute to grammar. Okay, or L attribute SDDD or L attribute to grammar. Okay, these are the two types of syntax directed definitions. One is a here difference is not shown exactly. Okay, for this. Okay, so next one is a types of SDDP syntax directed definition. So one is a S attribute syntax directed definition, or S attribute to simply S attribute to definitions, or S attribute to grammar. Okay, L attribute to syntax directed definition, or L attribute to definitions, or L attribute to grammar. Okay, so two types. Here just I want to show the differences between. This is an important question. Yes, yes attribute. Yes, D or grammar, no problem. Yes attribute grammar. Yes attribute grammar and L attribute. L attribute. Yeah, SDDD, syntax of directed definition. Okay, this is a important question, ma. Or grammar, no problem. First difference. What we can a syntax directed definition. A syntax directed definition uses only synthesized attributes. A syntax directed definition uses only which synthesized attributes. Synthesized attributes. Okay, so that's why it is called S attribute. So yeah, this any SDD, whatever the syntax directed definition, if that uses only synthesis attribute, that kind of SDD is called S attribute, SDDD or S attribute grammar. Okay, anything, any syntax directed definition in that only synthesis attributes are used, then that kind of SDD is called S attribute, SDDD. Okay. Here you can write is called yes attribute. Okay, yes attribute is DDD. Okay, then here what we can write a SDDD. Okay, a syntax directed definition uses both synthesized and inherited attributes. Uses both synthesized and inherited attributes. Okay, both synthesized attributes, inherited attributes. Then that kind of syntax directed definition is called L attribute. Okay, not I attribute. Remember this one. Okay, here S means synthesized, but L means not inherited. So it uses both synthesized and inherited attributes. So that's why it is called L attribute syntax directed definition. Okay. Okay, that is called L attribute. Remember L attribute. L attribute SDDD. Okay, this is a first for example. I want to show the example also. A production, for example, a production like same thing. Previously we have taken A produces BCD or A implies BCD. Here so here only synthesized attributes, only synthesizer. That means parent can take value from its children. Okay, now here we have to mention a synthesizer A dot S equal to what B dot S. That means A takes a value from B. Okay, next this A takes a value from C. Next A takes a value from D. Okay, so B, C, D are the child nodes for A. So that's why A can take a value from B or from C or from D. So here attribute. So with the help of attribute only value is taken. So which kind of attribute? That is a synthesized attribute. So that's why it is called this SDDD. Okay, now this is a semantic what production plus semantic rule. These are the three semantic rules for this production. So now this is a SDDD, syntax directed definition. Now which kind of syntax directed definition it is? That means we can call it as a S attributed syntax directed definition. S attribute syntax directed definition. Okay, here this is an example for this. Then for L attribute, and here along with this definition, one restriction also there. One restriction. What SDD uses both synthesized and inherited attributes. So that is called L attribute syntax directed definition. But each inherited attribute is restricted to inherits from parent or left sibling only. Okay, this is one restriction. Okay, that we have to write here. But each inherited attribute is restricted to inherit, to take values from parent. Okay, that is parent or left sibling. That is a restriction. So same thing. So previously also inherited attribute. What is the definition of that inherited attribute? A node can take a value from its parent and from its sibling. Okay, sibling. So generally, inherited attribute definition is that it can take a value from its parent or from its sibling. But when coming to this L attribute syntax directed definition, this node can take a value from parent or from left sibling, not from right sibling. Okay, that is a restriction. So remaining same. Okay, same thing. It can take a value from parent node and it can take a value from only left sibling, not from right sibling. Okay, that is a restriction imposed here. Here both synthesized attributes can be used, inherited attribute, but in the inherited attribute, so the value can take from only from parent or only from left sibling. That is. So for this, I want to show the example. A employs for example, X, Y, Z is a production. X, Y, Z is a production. Here we have to write the semantic rule for this production. Actually, semantic rules are written this right side of the production. Right side after writing the production. Then this right side we supposed to write the semantic rules. But in this example, I have written below the production. That is not a correct way. So this is a correct way. Right side of the production. So now, so for example, A implies X, Y, Z. Okay, now Y, I want to take Y node. So Y, this node can take a value from, actually if it is a inherited attribute, then it can take a value from A, it can take a value from X, it can take a value from Z. Okay, so that is a inherited attribute property. Okay, inherited attribute. But in the L attribute syntax directed definition, according to this Y can take a value from A and can from left sibling. So which one is a left sibling? So X, Z are the siblings for Y. Then which one is a left sibling? X is a left sibling, Z is a right sibling. So it can take a value from only X, not from Z. Okay. So for example, if I write you now, you have to tell. So y dot or whatever y dot I equals to a dot I next it can take a value y dot from X. Okay, y dot I Z dot I. So this is a wrong. So according to this attribute syntax directory definition, this is a wrong. Only this. So y can take a value from A and y can take a value from left sibling X, not from right sibling. Okay, this is a one difference. And so I am telling the major differences. Next to semantic actions are always placed at the right end of the production. So it is also called as postfix syntax directory definition. So semantic actions, okay, semantic actions, which one right hand side? So always placed at right end of the production. So right end of the production, right end. So this is a right side, left side, right side, right end of the production after ending the production. So now here we have to write the semantic rules, right end of the production, semantic actions. Okay, that is called postfix syntax directory definition. Okay, so postfix, postfix yes DDD. Okay, this AS attribute syntax directory definition, also known as postfix syntax directory definition. Why? Because the semantic actions are placed right end of the always. Semantic actions are always placed at right end of the production. So that's why it is called postfix syntax directory definition. You know, infix, prefix, postfix. So postfix. Okay. Next year in L attributes, what we can write? So semantic actions are placed any. So that means anywhere on right hand RHS, not end of this. So anywhere. So semantic actions are placed anywhere on RHS. So that means before the production. So that means right hand side, beginning of the right hand side, or end of the right hand side, or in middle also we can write. In middle also we can write. Okay, that is a second. Here right hand only. Here RHS, not left hand side. In RHS, anywhere we can write beginning of the right hand side, or in the middle of the right hand side production, or end of the right hand side production. So that is one difference. And next one more difference you can tell. So attributes are evaluated with bottom up parsing. So attribute evaluation. So attribute evaluation. So that means taking a value. That means computing a value at node A, then it takes a value from bottom up. So leaf to root node, leaf node to root node. So that is, so evaluation order is bottom up parsing. Then here in this, so attributes are evaluated by using depth first order, depth first. So going to the depth first, not breadth first, depth first order. So in the example I will show that left to right, depth first, left to right order, that. Okay, so attributes are evaluated by traversing the parse tree, depth first, left to right order, depth first, left to right order. BFS, breadth first search and depth first search. So breadth level wise, okay, level wise searching is done. So level 0, level 1, level 2, like that. In the depth first, going to the left hand side deeply, okay, from there that searching is done. So going depth to first and left to right, that order is used in L attribute syntax directed definition. Okay, so like this you supposed to write the differences between these two, and you can take, this is a simple grammar I have taken, then you have to take the complex grammar. Okay, that means so yes, that only one production is there in that grammar which I have taken, but you take the general grammar which we used in the bottom up parsing, in the top down parsing. That also I want to show that also. Yes, so this is two types of syntax directed definition. So S attribute definition, you can read that definition or this definition, same thing. This syntax directed definition that involves only synthesized attributes, then it is called S attribute. Here only synthesized attributes, so that's why it is called S attribute syntax directed definition. Okay, here each rule computes an attribute for the non-terminal at head of the production from attribute take from body of the production. Okay, so that is for every node, for every production, so there will be a head production, that is a left hand side. So that value is computed from taking the body of the production from right hand side. So mostly S attribute definition is used in that process. Okay, here S attribute syntax directed definition can be implemented naturally in conjunction with LR parser or bottom up parser. Already I told you which order is used, bottom up parsing order. So leaf node to root node, that evolution order or implementation. Okay, that is, and annotated parse tree, okay, is used to represent that production and semantic rules in the evaluation of any expression. Okay, if any statement, any input or any expression is given, that can be shown with this annotated parse tree. So this parse tree showing the value of attribute is called annotated parse tree. Okay, any parse tree that showing the value of attribute. If we can mention attributes previously, attributes are for example e dot s or e dot I, that means inherit attribute or synthesis attribute. If we mention the value over there, then that kind of tree is called annotated parse tree. Okay, so it is used in the bottom up parser. So order of evolution is post order traversal, post order traversal, post order, that means post fix. Okay, example of S attribute to syntax directed definition. Here production, these are the semantic rules. Okay, so production, this is one grammar, E implies E plus T, E implies T, E implies T into F, T implies F. Okay, this this grammar, so already we have seen in the parsing. Okay, so here one production is taken, that is just finally value how to be computed and assigning to this L. Okay, so these are the 7 productions. These are the corresponding semantic actions. Okay, L employs En. Okay, here just it is a E, a new E. Okay, whatever the value is taken, then that is copying into L. So simply we can call it as a E. So now L dot value equals to simply E dot value. Okay, so this is a associated semantic action for this production. And this one, E implies E1 plus T. So what we can write, E dot value equals to E1 dot value plus T dot value. Okay, next E implies T. Here also same thing, E dot value equal to T dot value. Okay, next to T dot value equals to, that means T implies T1 star F. What we can write, T dot value equal to T1 dot value into F dot value. Then T implies F, T dot value equal to F dot value. F implies E, that means simply E it is. Okay, E dot value, F dot value equals to E dot value. Then F implies digit. So that means here identifier or digit, whatever it. Okay, F dot value equal to digit dot lex value. Here value is taken. So lexical value from the expression. So that's why lex value. If it is a digit or if it is identifier, then digit dot lex value. Attribute is a lex value here. Okay, so here which kind of attributes? These all are the which kind of synthesized attributes. Synthesized attribute. Okay, now L is taking from its children, E is taking from its children, this E also taking from children, T also taking from children. Okay, so in all the productions, these all nodes or parent nodes are taking from its children nodes. So that's why your VAL attribute is used. That is a which kind of synthesized type of attribute. Okay, synthesized type of attribute. So not a inherited attribute. Okay, it is a synthesized. In this grammar, in all these production, synthesized attributes are used. Okay, so if synthesized and inherited, if both are there, in that case we can write separately. Okay, that means we can show the difference by writing synthesized and inherited. Okay, so that's why VAL is used. If both are involved, so don't write VAL. So write S or I or S Y N or IN. So like that. So in the next example, we will see. So this is a which one? S attributed syntax directed definition example. Okay. Next L attributed synthesized L attribute syntax directed definition. Here in L attribute we can use synthesized attributes and inherited attributes. Synthesized and inherited attributes, but in this S attribute only synthesized. Okay, but here one restriction is there. Which restriction? The node can take a value from parent or from left sibling. Left sibling only. Okay, that is a restriction. So in this example, two types of attributes are used. So that's why here, for example, T implies F T dash. T implies F T dash. So first of all, T dash is evaluated. T dash is evaluated. So now this T dash can take a value from T or from F. Okay, so it can take a value from parent node and it can take a value from left sibling. Okay, first it is taking from the left sibling and the result will be assigned to T. Okay, so here we have like this. These are all expressions are in the infix notation, but here like that. So that's why L attribute syntax directed definition is required to write the semantic rules for this kind of productions. Okay, so first this one T dash. Okay, T dash it taking value from F. Okay, so you can write F also, but right sibling. So not taking the value from right sibling. So that's why first compute for T dash. So T dash dot inherited INH. Okay, or IN simply. So this is the attribute. Which kind of attribute? Inherited. So that means this T dash is taking from left sibling. So value of F. So F dot value. Okay. So next T dot value. So finally, what we have to write the semantic rule for this complete production. Okay. So with the help of inherited attribute, so right hand side is evaluated, and next what we have to do, the assign the result to t. So for that, simply t dot value. Now it is a synthesized value, means final value, okay, equals to t dot t dash dot synthesized. Now this is a child for this, okay, this entire right hand side is a child for this. So now finally we can write t dash dot synth yn synthesized attribute, and copying, assigning into t dot value. So now for this production, so these are the two semantic rules, okay. So next production, t dash implies star ft dash, okay. For this also same thing, inherited attributes, inherited. So finally this entire evaluation is required, this entire now here we can write so t dash dot inherited, already it is computed, okay. So t dash dot inherited into f value, okay, f value, that means t value evaluation, t dash evaluation, okay. In this case we have to consider this entire one, so that's why t dash or t1 dash you can take separately also, no problem, equal to t dash dot inherited into f value, okay. So copying it into t dash. So finally this is a right hand side after evaluating this right hand side, the result will be in this t1 dash dot inherit, okay. Now assign this to this t dash, okay, t dash, this one is a t dash, not t1 dash, so t dash. So t dash dot synthesized. So now this entire is a child for this t dash, okay. But in the right hand side evaluation, this t dash is taking from its sibling, it is taking from sibling. So that's why t dash dot inherited equal to, so t dash dot inherited star f dot value, okay. So assign it into t dash. Next the result is the result, copying it into this t. Okay, so for this, these are the two semantic rules for this production, and for this production, simply in place of t dash, if we substitute this epsilon in t dash, then the result. So this is a production, t dash dot synthesized equal to, so t dot inherited, okay, from this only, okay. So for this production, this is a semantic rule. Then f implies a digit, so this is same thing. So f value equal to digit dot lex value, okay. This is which kind of normal production it is, so we can write the value, but in this kind of situation, so we should mention whether it is a inherited attribute or synthesized attribute, okay. If it is a normal production, so directly val, that attribute is used, val, okay. Yes, so this is the types of, these are the two types of syntax directed definitions. One is a yes attribute syntax directed definition, second one is a l attribute, l attributed or is attributed, okay. Or grammar also you can tell differences. If question is asked, write the differences, then you write separately this like this type, okay. Otherwise, if you get a theory question, then write first syntax attributed, that is attributed syntax directed definition, next l attributed syntax directed definition with the example, okay. Next topic is evaluating orders for syntax directed definition. So what is the time? Okay, in the next class we'll see. So evaluating this evaluation order. of this syntax directory definition. After that, so dependency graph, next to syntax directory definition schema, then next to translation. So syntax directed translation. Okay, so we'll see in the next class. Afternoon, 1 to actual timetable 1 to 2 CD class, then 2 to 4 lab. Okay, so this class CD class shifted in the morning. So now morning class completed. In the 1 to 2, madam, so which STM subject, right? So madam will take 1 to 2 STM class. Then next to 2 to 4 I will take the lab class. Okay. Okay, so don't join 1 to 2 for CD class. So all of you join for STM class 1 to 2. Next to respond for the attendance.